Sia once said, "Don't judge my film if you haven't watched it." And well, I watched it. Hey guys, welcome back to my channel, and if you're new here, hi, my name is Zhariya Smith, and I typically make commentary videos just like this one. So if you guys happen to like that, or you just love my gorgeous face, make sure to subscribe down below and hit the notification bell to get notified every single time I post, which happens to be on Mondays and on Fridays. Is my candle not on? Oh, my candle's not burning. Is that ASMR? Like, oh my gosh, it's cracking. Okay, either way, I'm about to get real disrespectful up in here because Miss Sia, she decided to release a movie called Music, and I watched it, unfortunately, and I have a lot to say, but before I say anything, I want to give a quick disclaimer. I am not autistic. I am neurodivergent, but I am not autistic. And if you want to know an autistic person or person with autism, you want to hear their perspective on this movie, I definitely recommend you watch those, because I am just reviewing this how I would review any movie. But if you want to know how this actually affects the people this movie is about, I will definitely link some people down below. I'll give you some examples on the screen to watch them. Yeah. So that's the disclaimer. Also, I have watched a lot of videos on this, so I don't know if I should say an autistic person with autism. I have people giving me different terminology, so I am just going to be interchanging between them because I don't know which one people prefer, and I don't want to make anybody angry with me. And with that said, we're going to get on with the video before I start rambling and giving out a million apologies for accidentally offending some community on YouTube. So you might be asking, if you've never heard of it before, what is Music? Music is an American movie written and directed by, and produced by the singer/songwriter Sia. It was also co-written by Dallas Clayton, and it stars the actors Kate Hudson, Maddie Ziegler, Leslie Odom Jr. Those are like the main people that are the leads in this movie, you could say. And it was originally released in Australia January 14th. It was released on demand February 12th. And I just watched it because it recently came out to be watched. And I really didn't want to spend money on this movie, but unfortunately I did. So the main issue that people have with this movie, I have a lot of issues, but the main thing that people on Twitter before the movie even came out had was the fact that Maddie Maddie from Dance Moms. The main issue people had was that she was playing a non-vocal or non-verbal autistic person, and we all saw the trailer. And in the trailer, she was not portraying an autistic person well. It almost looked like, in school when they would make fun of people with autism, it was like she was acting like that. Which sucks because you don't want to stigmatize autism more than it already is. So people are having major issues with this fact, because why can't Sia just cast an autistic person? There are so many actors with autism out there. She could have picked one, literally scrolled through a list and been like, yes, there were people who dance, people who sing. There are so many talented actors with autism, yet she chose Maddie Ziegler. So anyways, I'm going to break down the characters really quickly because I feel like there's a lot to unpack here. So the main character actually is not Music. The protagonist, the person whose story we are following, is Zoo, which is played by Kate Hudson. She is Music's half-sister who's older, and she is a recovering alcoholic / drug addict, and she is just going through her life trying to take care of Music after she says grandmother, but then it's a very confusing thing. Wish I could have clarified that more. But basically, the caregiver of Music dies. Spoiler alert, I guess. And Zoo has to take care of her. So it's just Zoo trying to figure out how to take care of Music, who is played by Maddie Ziegler. Now, Music, she is an autistic person, as we mentioned previously, and her hyperfixation is dogs. The neighborhood seems to really like her. And it just feels like, just like I'll get into this later, but Maddie was forced to do this movie. She did not ask. She did not audition and then get put in it. She was forced to be in this movie. At least what it appears as though from my research that I did on this movie. So please, nobody come for her specifically for playing an autistic person. She had no choice. And then we have Leslie Odom Jr., which I did not know that he was in this movie at all. But he plays Ebo, who is the love interest of Zoo, who also helps take care of music. Also, weirdly enough, Ben Schwartz, like from Parks and Rec, he is in this as like a drug dealer. I think he's supposed to be like a comedic relief, but it just kind of feels like weird. And also Sia, I believe it's her that makes an appearance in this movie as well. There's a lot going on, honestly. The plot is all over the place, and I'm going to get into the plot right now. So basically the plot of Music, summed up as quickly as I possibly can, I want to be here forever, is that essentially we see the daily routine of Music and her grandmother or slash mother. Still very unclear how that goes. We see her typical day while she's gone on her first day out. While we see her doing her typical like daily walk, her caregiver dies, literally. So then her caregiver dies, and then this movie. Okay, so the caregiver dies, and then she's put under the care of their neighbor George until her older sister Zoo comes to take care of her. We learn that Zoo is a recovering alcoholic. She's currently taking an AA. We find her trying to take care, and the first day that she is with Music goes horribly wrong. This is where she meets Ito. I feel bad I don't know how to pronounce his name, and I literally like just finished watching this movie. But she meets him. He tries to teach her how to deal with, how to care for and accommodate autistic people, specifically Music. And it just goes through the life of that. We find out she's a drug dealer, has like high profile clients. Another person that really cares for Music, but like in the background, he also dies. In the end, he buys her a service dog. At some point, Zoo and Ito, they are in a relationship. She confesses her love for him or whatever. End of movie. The movie really, like, I can tell by the way that they made it that, like, she's like, I'm gonna win a Golden Globe for this. Sia's like, I'm gonna win an Oscar for this movie. That's how amazing it is. And it's really not that good. Just from, like, a basic, like, film standpoint, it is not really that good. In fact, like, she says that she spent so long trying to make this movie, but to me, it feels like that she made it in maybe a month and then was like, let's go. Like, I feel like it definitely wasn't, like, a lot of thought put into this movie. But to talk about the issue with the movie that I have, and I'm sure many other people have on Twitter, is that she did not make this movie for autistic people. Despite there being the main character who suffers with autism, and I didn't mention this, but a lot of sequences are explained through interpretive dance. I guess to see how Music sees the world by her doing very exaggerated dances, exaggerated facial expressions, caricatures, if you will, of like an autistic person. And I don't know how I feel about that. That's a whole other thing. But there is flashing lights, a whole lot of colors. It's very overstimulating, and like I have issues when it comes to seeing like strobe lights and a lot of lights like that, and I'm not autistic, like I said before. But like I feel like that this movie just was not made, and the fact that there aren't like closed captions, so it's editing me, and there are closed captions that are better than what there was before, so that's a positive, but I still do not vibe with this movie at all. It just generally just gives off the vibe that Sia did not care at all about how this movie was going to affect autistic people, how the media was gonna view people with autism. Like, it feels like that she literally used Music, the autistic main character that isn't even the main character. Like, to tell you how poorly this was portrayed, in my opinion, if you were to literally take a music out and replace it with just like a baby, it would have the exact same effect. And I don't mean this to say that like autistic people are objects. Not what I'm saying at all. That's literally the opposite of what I'm trying to say. But from the context of how Sia made this movie and how the script was made and how everything like that was made, she literally could have replaced Maddie's character with a baby and the movie would be the exact same. And that's the problem. I can say toddler, maybe even like toddler. It would be the exact same. Because this movie, I'm still kind of doing a rant, but this movie does not feel like Sia did years of research on autism. It feels like that she watched like maybe 2 movies and was like, all right, bet, let's go. And then made a movie like that. Like, it is so, like, not, like I feel offended and I'm like, it's not even meant to like offend me, you know? There's so many other TV shows like The Good Doctor, Atypical, that have autistic characters in them that aren't literally making fun of an autistic person. It is just utterly ridiculous how Sia has portrayed how this movie literally is. And like I said, she could literally just replace music with like a toddler and it would be the exact same movie. The movie is not about an autistic girl. It is about a recovering drug addict finding love while taking care of her younger sister. That is the movie. Literally, that's the movie. Don't watch it. Please don't watch it, actually. I'm getting angry. Either way, so Sia has made a series of problematic tweets over music. There's rumors saying that she did hire an autistic person, but then that person was too stressed out and overstimulated by the set, so she fired her and replaced her with Maddie. If that is true, that is even worse. That is even worse than hiring an autistic person, not accommodating for them, and then replacing them with a neurotypical person. That is literally so messed up on so many levels. And also, apparently Sia said that there are autistic people in the movie. There's probably an autistic person in every movie. That doesn't really do anything. That does literally nothing. Like, yes, it's nice that you're giving autistic actors work, but if you're gonna have an autistic character in a movie, make the autistic character played by an autistic person. It's not that difficult, because there is no way, you can't just say like, oh, they're not a good actor. There is no way that a person, I'm an actor, there is no way that I can try to portray a person who is non-vocal. There is no way that I can portray an autistic person that isn't going to seem like I am mocking them or making fun of them. Would I have the intention of making fun of an autistic person? Absolutely not. But that is how it would appear, because I have no idea how their brain works. I have no idea how an autistic person acts, feels, thinks, nothing. So why would a person even try? Like, I really commend actors who play autistic characters and do generally okay, because I would be terrified to do it. So I do want to talk about Sia's problematic tweets and Twitter, but unfortunately, she deleted her Twitter after getting so much backlash over this movie, which is sucky, because if I try to find her old tweets, it could be fabricated, it could be not real, but from my understanding, it just says so much when you delete your Twitter. Like, you released a movie, and also, it's like, you released a movie, and because you're getting so much hate, you're gonna delete your Twitter. You cannot claim to have done research, years of research for autistic people, and then release that. There is no way. There is absolutely no way. It's just ridiculous. Final thoughts. I've been talking for a real long time. This movie really aggravated me to like watch. Like, I had to pause it multiple times and like sit back and like do something else and then finish watching, because it hurt me that much. And I'm not even autistic. But like I said, I feel like this movie was not made for autistic people at all. I think Sia use the fact that there was an autistic person in this movie to be the selling point, because if it wasn't, then no one would watch it. 2, or 3, I guess. This movie is nominated for 2 Golden Globes. For what? Literally for what? This is why I can't say anything about award shows, because I want to win an award for acting one day, but oh my god. I have a video. It's up here. I have a video about award shows, why I don't watch them anymore. Someone commented on one of my videos. I'll put the comment up here about how movies, they want to cast diverse characters and not like diverse characters. Like, they could cast a person who is diverse and not make it so bad. I'm about to cry. I'm literally about to cry over this. That's how bad this movie is. Like, it's so unfortunate, because this movie could have had the potential to be so good. And the whole I'm saving the disabled person complex is ridiculous. It's actually ridiculous. And we're supposed to believe that, like, oh, Zoo is a good person because she didn't send her to a facility to be taken care of. Like I said, this movie had the potential to be good. And if Sia wins a Golden Globe, I think she's actually nominated for 2. I'll correct myself in editing. I will be so beyond pissed, because it would just prove that I feel like, 1, they actually didn't watch this movie, or they just do not care about autistic people to think that that is a good representation of them. And also, I didn't even think about this, but the fact that they have Maddie in braids, I just thought about that. I was so caught up on the whole autism thing, I didn't even think about the fact that they literally have Maddie in, like, box braids. Am I, like, thinking, did that happen, or am I just, man, this movie's too much. Either way, I don't talk for too long. Please do not watch this movie. If you literally care about autism and autism awareness, do not watch this movie at all. But yeah, so if you guys like this video, make sure to give it a big thumbs up. That would be greatly appreciated. Also, make sure to subscribe to me. If you literally watch this long, then clearly you like me talking, so you should listen to me talk more. That sounds so conceited. But I really want to get to 1.3K, because lucky number 13, it's my second favorite number. My favorite number is 2, so you give me to 2K, that'd be nice, but we're taking increments at a time. Make sure to comment down below your opinions on music if you watched it, what your opinions are about how Maddie portrayed an autism person. Do you think that it deserves a Golden Globe? If you do, man, and yeah, make sure to stay happy and stay healthy, and I'll catch you guys in the next video. Bye, guys.